Good morning, hoodies, and welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. It's your girl back for another TV show review, and I hope that you guys are all excited, at least the Shy fans. I hope you guys are all excited because season 6, part 2, episode 9 has begun. It has been since last September, since the first half of season 6. The last episode of season 6 was season 6, episode 8. It was called Who Shot Ya? And then this new episode, which is season 6, the second half, episode 9, was called The Aftermath. So we're definitely going to review this latest episode, episode 9, but we're also going to do a review of episode 8 as well for those of you who might have forgot a few things, from the last part, the first half of season 6. So we're going to get into all of that. Make sure you guys like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table. Of course, if you're already subscribed, please feel free to hit that membership as well. The membership start off at $1.99, and also make sure you hit that bell, the notification bell, so you know every time we go live or upload an episode. Please and thank you very much. And also, of course, if you want to donate for the commentary or donate to the platform, the $ the Hood Table 402. That is our Cash App. So let's move on right along with this recap and review of The Shy season 6, episode 8 and 9. And of course, I would love it if you could put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about this episode or the past episode or the season or any other storylines. Feel free to do that again, okay? Thank you so much. Now, if we're going to go back to episode 8, again, that was called Who Shot Ya? Now, back then, we recall when Rashad, his girlfriend had found a stash of guns in his that he was keeping for Douda. Douda makes a lot of people do things for him, whether they want to or not. You literally do not have a choice. So he couldn't say no. He kept the guns at his girlfriend's house and he kept it a secret, kept it under wraps. She located it. She found out and she was upset. Obviously, wouldn't you be? And it's for Douda. And that man probably got all kind of bodies on them guns. So yeah, she made him get rid of it, which he did. There wasn't the only secret that Rashad was keeping from his girlfriend, though. Rashad was also doing a little something on the side with old girl Tierra, the one that's dating Marcus St. John, Gemma's dad. But I don't know if that is going to blow up in his face eventually when it comes to Marcus, but we did see how it blew up in his face when it came to his own relationship. But anyway, he did try to tell her that he was already in the situation. And what did she say? Well, I'm in a situation too. Some people are like, usually that's a guy thing, saying what your man got to do with me. She was like, what your girl got to do with me. Okay, because I'm in the same situation. I got a man of my own and I still want to get down, and get down they did. Okay. So anyway, but Rashad later spotted Tierra, kissing on her man Marcus, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was she was telling him that she thought she would never fall in love again. So you over here creeping around with some other dude, and you over here talking about you're so in love. So I guess that kind of turned him off, and so he was up there shaking his head. He tried to send her a text message. He intended to send Tierra a text message saying basically it's over, but he accidentally sent it to his girl Deja. So he shouldn't have been surprised to come home later to find all his belongings stacked on the couch in the living room. Now, Keisha, on the other hand, during desperation, desperate measures call for desperate decisions, desperate, behavior. But, she had went to Nuck, one of Douda's guys, and asked him to promise her that her family would be safe. But he couldn't promise her that. Of course, Emmett was pissed off when he found out that she went behind his back and said if she ever talks to Nuck again, then they are done. In response, Keisha said, well, somebody's got to protect their family. And she figured that talking to Nuck behind his back would help the situation. Emmett instead, he goes and sits down with his father, Darnell. Tells him everything that's going on, tells him that Keisha wants him to cut ties with Douda, and his father, try to, come in and, be the captain, be the savior, he was like, well, how much would that be costing them if we were to pay Duda? Like, basically, how much is your life worth? Like, what kind of price are we looking at, bro? Emmett had no idea. And I'm like, how do you not know how much money you accepted from this guy? He was just taking money left and right, willy nilly. His girl up there accepted home, furniture, clothes, furs, all kind of things, right? But trying to keep the peace at home, Emmett ended up sacrificing a week of work so that Keisha could look for a job. Then, so she's grateful. She's so grateful that she put it on him. Emmett thought that this spontaneous sex must mean she's trying to apologize. That wasn't no apology, bro. He was wrong. Boy, was he wrong. Keisha was just overjoyed by the fact that he was willing to take off of work for a week so that she could look for a job. Because according to her, sex doesn't solve their issues. And guys, it usually doesn't. Okay, we might just be a little horny. Sometimes we might still be pissed at you, but we still want to get our rocks off. So don't take that always as an apology. But she was still pissed also that he held Duda's money in their home. So we got Shad over here holding Duda's guns in his home. Then we got him over here holding money in his home for Duda. And he was equally as pissed that she went to Nut for protection for their family. So it's like both of them is doing stuff behind each other's back, but both of them actually accepted everything that was offered or provided for them. Right? Emmett, he was just trying to be the bigger man. He's trying to be the man of the house. He promised to fix everything. He even approached both his parents so that he could get from underneath Duda. He was like, if I can just get this money. And Darnell, he was pissed off that he would even jeopardize his family for money and a house and a car from Duda. But Darnell, again, being dad, trying to be superhero, he's determined to take care of it. When Emmett asked how, Darnell was like, you just wait and see, son. Just wait and see. So Darnell, he brings Duda half of the money to settle Emmett's debt. But Duda, he prefers to receive favors. He prefers favors over bartering with money. Duda always likes for somebody to owe him. And then when he comes back and want to cash that favor in, you have no choice but to do, and you don't even know what it might be. Okay, you don't know what it might be. It could be something so heinous, something so criminal. But what do you do? What do you do? But anyway, Duda insisted that he kept his money and he'll go easy on Emmett. That's what he said. That is, of course, if he can count on Darnell to say nice things about him when he's out and about. Realizing, though, that Darnell doesn't really have any nice thing. Who does? How many people have something nice to say about him? His own employees, his own crew. Some of them don't even have nothing nice to say about him. But Duda basically suggested, you better come up with something. You better come up with something. You better think of something. Make some lies, tell some tales, do something. Now, Kevin, I love me some Kevin. Kevin, he didn't graduated. At his graduating ceremony, he was happy to announce he's moving to LA to begin his gaming career. And his girl, Maisha, Papa's old girl, asked, was he really ready for a long distance relationship? And after expressing his love for her, Kevin assures her that everything will be okay. And he's only a phone call away. I love when people say that, only a phone call away. Like, you're thousands of miles away, bro. I can't see or touch or feel you, but anyway, he's only a phone call away. But if it gets too hard, to let her know because she doesn't want to hold him back. Okay. So Gemma, she had asked, the other chick. Oh my God, I like her. Brittany. And Brittany, I thought she was actually the twin. I thought she was actually a twin, but she's not a twin. Okay, we'll get into that earlier. Anyway, Gemma, cute little girl, she's gay, she's lesbian, Gemma had asked her when she met her what she signed because she'll need support. And Brittany basically said, what are you trying to offer me? Now, again, Brittany, she is there allegedly to do a little music, right? She's allegedly doing a little music. She's trying to get her career off the ground. She needs a little help doing that. And she wants, to have a manager. And supposedly that manager is going to be Gemma. Now Gemma's father isn't really happy with what she got going on, and he gives her an ultimatum like, you're either going to get this career off the ground, you're either going to get some real clients that you're managing and start making some money, or I'm gonna stop funding you. Okay, girl. But anyway, Brittany, Bakari's sister, who again I thought was his twin, don't they look just alike? They literally look so much alike. I thought they was twins. I had to look them up on the internet, on Beyonce's internet. I had to look them up because I said, why do they look so much alike? But they just happen to be alike. Matter of fact, Bakari is way younger than his sister. Bakari is like 21, I believe. And of course, this is his, TV show name. And his sister Brittany, her TV show name, she is actually, I think it said 36 or 37, something like that. But anyway, oh my God, they look just alike. But anyway, so moving right along. Lynn Whitfield, my girl, she plays Alicia, the mother of Rob, boyfriend of Tiffany. Tiffany, the mother of Emma's child. She had said to Rob, Alicia, she said to her son when he had interrupted her lunch, I hope you got a good reason to be interrupting my lunch. Rob told her that he knew who killed Uncle Q. With that knowledge, now he didn't tell her how he found out. He just basically told her, I know without a shadow of a doubt who killed Uncle Q, but we know Trig had gave him that information a couple of episodes ago. And with that knowledge, his mother, Alicia, told him, okay, son, you know what to do. Rob finally told his girl Tiffany that Duda won't be around for too much longer. Tiffany and Rob, they were growing their own weed but selling Dudas for the meantime. But Rob's mother had gave them that money with strings. She gave them the money to fund their little weed business, but it had strings attached. Tiffany didn't know that though. But Rob had to find out who killed Uncle Q and then dead him. Tiffany was pissed off. She was livid because killing Duda, that could have potentially affect her family. How many times has somebody tried to kill Duda and has been unsuccessful? But she said if she would have known that the money has strings attached to it, those type of strings, that they could have possibly found another way to find the money, or they could have just kept selling money for Duda, or, find maybe a legal career. Not. But anyway, she asked, well, can you just tell your mom you ain't killing nobody? Child, Rob was like, you ain't know my mama. She ain't one of those type of mama. She one of them, not one of those. You don't know my mama. She crazy. She made Duda look like a saint, girl. She made Duda look like a saint. And yes, she does. That Lynn Whitfield, when she plays those parts, boy, she plays some good parts as a villain, okay? But Tiffany then tells Emmett that Duda, killed Q. And she was like, Emmett, to talk some sense into Rob to stop him from going after Q. Because this is not just about her. Going after Duda, because this is not just about her. It's about her and Emmett's son. Again, boy, this is like telephone game, except they're all getting the story the same, right? They all getting the story right. Emmett later visits Rob. And then they visit Trig, Jake's older brother, to figure out what to do with Duda. Oh my God, Trig is like, what are you guys crazy? You guys are not killers. This is not what you do. Just leave this alone. Just walk away. Try to figure out another way around this. He's like, you guys cannot go around trying to kill Duda. Okay. Alicia, Rob's mom. Not only did she tell her son that she wanted him to kill Duda, she also sought out Zay. Zay is one of the worker bees for Duda. She asked him if he wanted to come and work for her, even though he's already working with Duda. He had no idea what was going on. She told him to keep his options open because what? He don't know how long Duda will be alive. He's like, okay, sis, ma, you know a little something that I don't know? Do you? But she was able to convince Zay to leave his post. She was able to convince him to leave his post. Next thing you know, after setting up a meeting with Duda, Emmett, and Rob tried to take out Duda. Complete failure. They didn't even hit him with one bullet. It was totally unsuccessful thanks to Rob running out of bullets. Like, how you run out of bullets? You was shooting up the wall, shooting up the floor. I mean, just shooting up everything but your oh, but your target. Anyway, Nuck, however, did manage to hit Rob at least once. Afterwards, Alicia was visiting her son at the hospital where Tiffany already was. Tiffany, she blaming Alicia. Alicia, she's blaming Rob. You know, they blaming each other for how this all went down. Alicia denied knowing anything about it, said, I would never put my family in danger. Then, after making a staff remove Tiffany from the room, even though Rob was still out, his mom said, wait your ass up so I can put my foot in your ass for telling Tiffany about their plans. You know what goes on in this house, supposed to stay on in this house. I just added that because you know how black families are. Hey, don't be telling our business. Don't be telling our business. Oh, child, excuse me. I had to get some water. I had a little cough. Oh, you know, all this talking running my mouth. Throats get a little dry. But anyway, Trig was also pissed about what Rob and Emmett did. Like at the end of the episode, his girlfriend Fatima was begging him, please stay out of it. Stop trying to be Captain Saver, bro. Okay, stop trying to save everybody when he has a family at home who needs him. But Trig, he left anyway. Because he doesn't want any more bodies to have to drop. He then told her, though, that she's right. You's right. You're always right. Let me just go take a shower. Let me clear my head. When he actually grabbed his gun and left while she wasn't looking. Child. That girl was scared. She was scared. But you know what? He got to look out for his peeps. He got to look out for his family. That's one thing that I like about this show. The people who are down with each other really, really look out for each other, no matter how many times they may disagree, have an argument, fall out. When it all comes down to it, they all be looking out for each other. Bakari, you know, the brother of Brittany, and Papa's friend. He was, you know, after he found out, you know, Papa's, you know, his father passed away. You know, they had the funeral services and everything like that. Papa did the eulogy. He did a great job. Bakari, Papa's friend, he was trying to express his condolences to Papa, you know, saying he loved his dad as much as he was his own. But Papa, so frustrated in everything that was going on, he started going off on Bakari, talking about he ain't your father, he's my father. And then later on in the TV show, we saw Bakari waking up on the couch seeing Coogie. You know, Bakari has been hunted by Coogie. And Coogie was telling him, you know, as he was haunting him, he was telling him, I didn't need you to avenge my death, Bakari. Bakari felt like he had to, though. Coogie, all he wants him to do is live the life that he once wanted to live. He's like, live the life that I couldn't. If you don't, you are going to continue to be hunted by me. That's the message that he was trying to get to Bakari. And we have been seeing Bakari try to turn over a new leaf. He's trying to change. He's trying to make different and better choices, but it doesn't seem to always work out. But man, I'm telling you, if I had a ghost haunting me, I try to get my life right too, because it's one thing to die or one thing to believe or not believe in where you might go on the other side, but to actually be haunted by a ghost. Child, I'll be running down to the altar trying to give my life to God and everything else. But anyway, so Bakari still has to figure out a way, you know, to get his life changed around so he can do a 180, you know, with what he has going on. But now Papa, he had, you know, kind of got upset with Bakari, but he also got upset with his girl too, because, you know, Papa, he broke up with his girl to become a preacher, you know, after his father was killed by Judas Stubbs. When she was asking him, though, you know, please don't take your aggression out on me. I understand you're upset. You just lost your father, but please don't take it out on me. He said the last thing my father said to me about you was that he didn't think we should be together. And now he sees that his father was right. Papa did later apologize to his ex Kenya for going off on her. He just really wants to respect his father's opinion, which is that, you know, they are really young. They are really young. Yeah, she had a baby. She's young too. But for him to be something, you know, hey, I say the same thing to my children, child. When they was younger, and they would meet a girl, might have a little interest in her, and she got a kid. You ready to be a daddy? Because that's basically the plate that you're accepting. You know, you walking right into a already. Hey, the kid comes with the package. Oh, the kid comes with the package. You ain't ready. You too young for those responsibilities. You know, to be with a girl who got a son. So you know they can be cool and everything, but Papa was like, we can't do nothing more than that. We can be cool. We can be friends, but other than that, sorry, it ain't happening. It ain't happening, Captain. At least not right now. Anyway. But yeah, so she evidently, you know, she didn't accept that. She was upset. And obviously, you know, she has a right to be upset because he did so much to try to win her over and try to win her heart. And then to turn around and say, you know, it's over just like that. But it is what it is, child. It is what it is. So Papa's going to go to seminary school. Jake's going to work on his clothing business, or should I say, put in more work into his clothing business. Kevin is moving to LA for gaming. And in Kevin's apartment, Jake told Papa, just because your dad wants you to follow your footsteps doesn't literally mean you have to spend the rest of your life doing it. Papa was like, I know what I'm doing though. I am going to be a preacher while hitting a blunt at the same time. But ain't nothing wrong with smoking a little weed here and there. Is it for a pastor? And he ain't a pastor yet, right? He ain't a pastor yet. He's about to be a pastor in training. And he actually already been a pastor in training because, you know, he followed in his dad's footsteps. He was raised by his dad. His dad's been a pastor for a long time. So he actually already has some training, but he wants to do it, you know, the official way. You know, he wants to do it the book way. He wants to go to school. He wants to graduate and all that. You know what I'm saying? But his friends is like, we understand that. We get that. But, you know, don't let your papa run you from the grave. You know, still live your life. Papa got mad. He was like, listen, I am going to live my life. Let me live my life. Let me make my own decisions. Y'all make your own decisions. Let me make my decisions. Okay. And then along that setting, they also, or should I say that session, during their session, Jake then he tells Kevin, you know, I was just getting used to this apartment. Us coming over here and kicking it and having parties and woo woo woo. And that's when Kevin was like, hey, if you want it, you can have it. I'd rather have one of my boys in this apartment than a stranger. I didn't quite get that part though, y'all. When have y'all ever moved out in an apartment, a rental house, I don't know, a townhome? I mean, something that's not yours. And you was like, oh, I hope the next person who rents this place out is somebody I know personally. Like, huh? I started to think, was he buying this place? No, he's not buying this place. But anyway, he was like, yeah, you can have it if you want it. And of course, Jake was like, heck, yeah, Gemma wasn't happy though at all to hear that the new spot was only for Jake. She just knew, oh, I'm so sick of my daddy, and he just gets on my nerves. And oh my God, I was just saying that I need my own spot. And woo, 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 woo. Man, when she found out that Jake wasn't moving her in, he talking like, I'm getting a bachelor bag. She was like, but you ain't no bachelor. How you a bachelor but we fucking? How you a bachelor but we having sex? How you a bachelor? And since you don't want to live with me, then maybe we shouldn't be having sex. So she's going to hold her cookies because he won't let her move in. Ain't that something a young girl would do? Y'all ladies out there, y'all know that's something we do. Oh, so what you gonna be doing in here then? Since you a bachelor, you want to be a bachelor? Okay, well you can be a bachelor then, bachelor on then, nigga. That's exactly what we be telling those fools. Okay, then bachelor on then, because we feel like, if I ain't gonna be moving in, you better give me a key then. I better have full access then. Sure, at least a toothbrush, deodorant, some lotion, some body wash. Okay, but anyway, Gemma decided to later get her own place with the advance money that she got from her new client, Brittany, which is Bakari's sister. And she told her dad she believes Bakari's sister has potential. Now remember, her father had gave her the ultimatum. You either get this off the ground, find you some real clients, bring in some real money, or I'm going to stop funding you, okay? So her father said, you know what? Brittany, if that's what you want to do, I mean, not Brittany, but Gemma, if that's what you want to do, you think this has potential, you think that has potential. Okay, I'm gonna let you move out. I'll give you my blessings, but I have to inspect this apartment. Okay. So thanks to her father's approval, she is going to be moving as well. Gemma and that rapper Brittany, though, Bakari's sister, they seem to be having some feelings for each other, don't they? Even though Gemma is still with Jake, at least she was for now. Brittany was like, "You still with that dude who doesn't want to live with you?" Hey, and that's how young people would say, "Okay, your man got a house, he got an apartment, and he don't want you to live with him. Why not? What's wrong with him?" Okay. But anyway, she was just trying to slide on her. She was just trying to get in where she fit in. That's all she was really doing. But Gemma actually now agrees that her and Jake are too young, way too young to be living together. And she wants her own apartment. And Brittany, the advance that she gave her, the $10,000, she's going to help, get her that apartment. Now, Brittany did tell her, okay, now this is an advance. This is an advance. And so she gave her $10,000. $10,000 is 10% of $100,000. And per Brittany, it's up to Gemma on how to figure out how to make that money back. Okay, this is in advance. Okay, now at the time I was thinking, what client gives their manager money in advance? Usually it's the other way around, especially when it comes to this record industry, that biz naive, the entertainment industry. People be walking around with chains and houses and cars and stuff that they ain't even paid for. And then they usually end up in debt or owing all the money they make from their first album just to pay their management or their production company back or whatever. But anyway, that pretty much sums up episode 8. And we're going to move right along into episode 9, season 6, episode 9, which was called The Aftermath. Y'all, The Aftermath. Now, we had already saw, what had happened with basically Douda, the attempted hit on Douda, and we saw the epic fail, right? So at the beginning of this episode, we have Trig busting up in Douda's place with a gun to Douda's head, or so he thought. It was actually Bakari that he had ran up on. Bakari tells him, if he kills Douda, then you become him. Now keep in mind, Bacardi, he's been ghosted. He's not really ghosted. He's been hunted by Coogie. He's trying to turn his life around. So he's looking at Trig running in there like, bro, what is he doing? He don't know that he already got bodies on him talking about he gonna become Douda. Shoot, Trig been putting in work for some time now. But anyway, Trig responds that if he kills Douda, then all their problems go away. In response, Bakari says, it ain't that easy though. It ain't that easy. Little does he know. Anyway, while Trig was contemplating his next move, while Jake and Papa were at the restaurant, it was getting shot up by Zay. If it wasn't for Emmett noticing the gunman, it would have been all bad for Papa and Jake. And later that night, Emmett was standing near his window, peeping through the curtains with a shotgun in his side, child. I'm like, come on now. Where's the knife? Where's the Glock? Anyway, him and Keisha had started arguing. Once Keisha said, he needs to hurry up and settle things with Douda. Emmett frustrated, and I felt him. Man, child. Every time that girl gets upset with Emmett, I just cringe. But she was up there like, just always going off on him, and he's like frustrated, feeling that Keisha, you're always angry, you're always mad. I'm just trying to, fix this. She wants him to pay Douda what she owed, but she act like she didn't play no parts in it. That's the part I was like, you act like you moved in that house, okay, with him. All right, you driving in that car with him, you sitting on that furniture with him, you spending that money with him, okay. So I'm like, child, if you don't stop. But anyway, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, the funny thing is, in the last episode, she didn't refuse any of the money to close the cars, the house, when it was given to them by Douda. Now Emmett seems to be the only one trying to get them out of this mess, and she's still mentioning that at every turn. Now, Douda later finds out that Zay did send out warning shots like he wanted, but he didn't want him to shoot up the Emmett's chicken spot. He was like, man, that's my shit. How you gonna shoot up something that I own, bro? Like seriously, dude, is you that stupid? You gonna shoot up my own business? Duda was like, man, he had me cracking up. Duda was like, now we are the chicken spot that got shot up. Duda orders Zay to sit your $5 ass down before I make change. But because of the hit on Duda, he tells his crew that anybody else who tries to kill him and fails has to die immediately, expeditiously, on sight. On sight. Because, first of all, it was a failure. He don't even know who attempted his life. You know, who made an attempt on his life. Not at this point. Not at that point. At that point, Duda still didn't know exactly who tried to kill him. Yet after hearing that Nuck hit someone, he ordered them to search all the hospitals and finish the job. Fortunately for Rob, though, his mother, she was able to have him moved before Nuck arrived. Now, Bakari is even in a tighter situation than he was in before, right? Because although Nuck was like, you know, didn't I tell you that we were family? To him, Papa and them are his family. That's his real family. And later, Papa even goes off of Bakari like, don't you feel guilty at all if we supposed to be your family, knowing I could have died from a stray bullet? Even though Bakari didn't have anything to do with it. Papa being Papa, though, he asked, don't you think it's time for you to try to make a change? Everybody is asking this boy that. He is trying to make a change, but I guess nobody notices. And how could they notice when he's still hanging out with Duda? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they think that he's trying to change? You still hanging out with that crook, that killer, that hey. Okay, but anyway, he is trying to make a change. I just wish everybody could eventually see that. But Bakari, you know, he's been trying his hardest, trying to, you know, do what he can to make a change. He no longer wants to be down with Duda, but what can he do? What can he do? Like everybody else who get wrapped in his little web, what can you do? It's either you continue to do what he asks you to do, or you know what's gonna happen. You know exactly what's gonna happen. But anyway, Emmett insists that Bakari helps them out of their situation. That is, of course, if he really considers them family, especially since Emmett used to feed him. And like Emmett said, if I get killed, who's to say that Duda won't do the same to you, or him, or him, or him, or him, or him? Ain't nobody special. Ain't nobody untouchable when it comes to Duda, for that matter. But following that interaction, Bakari explains to Nut, I just can't do this anymore. Bakari even questions him like, ain't you ever wanted something else for yourself, man? Why do you continue working with Duda? And answering him, Nook says, I don't know. I used to want something better, but everybody's dreams don't always come true. Then come to find out. Now, y'all, this shocked the heck out of me. Come to find out, Duda has been paying Bakari's sister, Brittany, to spy on him. That's where she got that money from to give Gemma that $10,000 in advance. Duda doesn't even want Brittany playing around with that silly ass music of hers, as he calls it. Her sole job is supposed to be keeping tabs on her bro. I was like, ain't that some shit? I'm like, what? Zay tells Duda that Britt, she understands her assignment, but Duda wants him to make sure she remembers him, you know, go visit her. I want to make sure she remembers because she needs to stop playing around in that studio, okay? Quit playing around with Gemma. And when Zay went to remind her, Britt started off saying, I need some more money. Because besides paying for her own studio time, she had to get a new place, new clothes, furniture, etc., etc. And Zay asked her, maybe if you can get some information on your brother, maybe if you can keep tabs and keep your brother close, get some intel on him, maybe he can sway Duda out of getting some money. Because she hasn't, as far as I can tell, haven't given him any information at all. And I'm wondering, is she really trying to get information on her brother? Or is she really just trying to take advantage of Duda? Because if she's doing that, child, that might not turn out too good for her or her brother. But anywho, moving right along. Alicia, Rob's mom. Now, last episode, we saw, Rob had got shot by Nook when they was trying to take out Duda, and Tiffany was visiting him at the hospital. But his mother, Alicia, she wants her son to be moved to another place. At first, she wasn't feeling till she didn't want her at the hospital room. She had the staff put her out and everything. And then now that she needs him moved and removed from the hospital to a safer location, she's trying to be up. Tiff, I need your help. We're in this together. Tiffany was like, well, I hope you're a woman of your word because we don't need any more shit on her plate. Tiffany already got a lot going on, okay? And then her man gets shot up. Oh God, it's just a whole bunch of BS going on. And then we got the mama cutting up and acting a fool. Like, girl, anyway, but not only does Emmett know he messed up getting involved with Duda, but he messed up also trying to kill him too, or at least failing to kill him. His dad wasn't happy about it either, calling him a big old W. His dad, Darnell, was wondering why would Emmett think that hiring security would keep Duda from killing him. He's like, man, I'm just going to hire security. I'm going to hire top flight. That ain't going to work, bro. That ain't going to work. I mean, when it came to Duda, Darnell advised Emmett, maybe you should just try to convince this bro that your life is worth more to him if you were alive than if you were dead. Okay, now how is he going to convince him of that? I don't know. But anyway, down at Smokey's, down at the restaurant while cleaning up with his dad, Darnell, Emmett also had to inform his mother about what he and Rob did. And seeing his mother, Jada, cry, man, he felt her fears. I mean, like any mother would, she's scared for her son, scared for his life. Emmett told her not to worry, though, because he got this. His mother didn't seem too convinced. Jada was like, okay. Anyway, but Emmett, full of himself and no longer scared of Duda, he did approach him. He did what his daddy said. He did what Daddy Darnell said. I heard that you was looking for me. He walked in there all bold, letting his balls hang. Sat down right in front of Duda. You looking for me, nigga? Here I am. Not only was Duda looking for him, but he's also looking for Rob. Emmett, knowing all this, figured it's either now or never that he tries to save his own life and his family. And I have to give it to Emmett that he was brave. Even sitting next to Duda while Duda was tapping his gun on the table, Emmett stayed as calm as he could possibly be. For now, Emmett can stay above ground with air in his lungs. Don't know how long that will last, though, since Duda gave him the chance to save his life in return for another life. Again, Duda, he don't like taking payments. He don't like bartering with money. He likes favors. He likes people to owe him something. And like I said earlier, when you owe him something, you don't never know how bad it might be. And what does Duda want him to do? When he said a life for a life, who did he want Emmett to get rid of? None other than Alicia, Rob's mother. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Now, we saw in one scene, though, Alicia, she was sitting down with Bianca, the old girl from Girlfriends, the one who was partaking in some of Tiffany's homegrown weed. She was impressed with Tiffany's product, even offering her, to get her a spot at her cigar lounge. But Alicia had asked Bianca, just how close are you and Duda? And once Tiffany left the room, Alicia turned to Bianca saying, it's time for me to cash in that favor. Everybody got a favor that they need to cash in. Again, how close are you to Duda? And getting a feeling of Bianca and Duda's relationship, Alicia learned that Bianca and Duda have gotten much closer since Bianca's return. So Duda has a lot of trust in her, which is just what Alicia was hoping for. I don't know what Alicia has up her sleeves, but it better be good, being that she's coming for Duda, because Duda is also coming for her. And what seemed to be out of the blue, Zay then stopped by Jake's. I was about to say Zay's. These Z's. Zay then stopped by Jake's to check out his fashion line. Can you believe that Zay was able to literally throw a couple of racks at Jake to so-called convince him that he needs to hire more help? I was like, what's up with this? I mean, people just be taking money from, okay, so it ain't Duda. But it's Duda's goons. It's Duda's crew. It's his people. It's his worker bee. He just literally handed him some rubber bands, some bands. And Jay just took the money like it was candy. Not even taking too much concern in if I gotta pay this back. What if I don't pay this back? Is child, am I gonna owe this nigga a favor? Because everybody always trying to cash in their favors, right? But anyway, he was telling him that it was an investment. I mean, Jake, does he even know Zay that well? Does he realize what he just did? While Emmett and his family are trying to get away from Duda, Jake is now accepting money from his crew. And his brother Trig, man, as soon as he found out, he was heated. Like, bro, how could you do something like that knowing that taking money from Zay was no worse than accepting money from Duda? Child, you know how these kids are, though. They think they know everything, right? They don't want to listen to us. We don't know shit. But anyway, y'all, that is my recap, my review of season 6, episode 8, 9. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all are enjoying the show. I'm looking forward to this season. Well, the second half of this season. And not only that, y'all, did y'all hear that season 7 has been approved? Ayo. Season 7 was approved just this month. Okay, so I don't know when that's gonna start though. You know, we got to get through the rest of season 6 first. But yeah, season 7 was approved, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But yes, I am enjoying this second half of the season already. And again, you guys, please make sure you like and share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table. If you're not already subscribed, please and thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Hit the join button to the membership if you want to join our memberships. And don't forget our Cash App if you want to donate to the commentary. It's $ the Hood Table 402. Thank you so very much. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out.